people who had near-death experiences. What did you see? I was in a serious car accident 3 years ago. It was raining, and a truck swerved into my lane. I remember trying to avoid it, then the airbag deploying, and then nothing. The next thing I remember isn't waking up in the hospital. It's suddenly being aware that I wasn't in my body anymore. I wasn't floating high up near the ceiling like you hear in some stories. It was more like I was just there, maybe a few feet away, watching paramedics work on someone. It took me a moment to realize it was me on the ground. I didn't feel panic or fear. That's what stands out the most. I should have been terrified seeing myself like that, but instead I felt this strange calm. I could see the paramedics moving around me, putting on a neck brace, checking my vitals. One kept saying, "Stay with us," over and over. I remember noticing details like the blood on my face and the way my arm was bent at a weird angle. I wasn't thinking about how impossible this should be. It felt completely natural, like I was just observing something happening to someone else. I didn't try to communicate with anyone. I just watched. Then everything shifted, and I was moving through darkness. People talk about tunnels, but for me it wasn't that defined, just a sense of traveling somewhere. I saw a light ahead that kept getting brighter, and I moved toward it. As I got closer to the light, I sensed other presences. I couldn't see distinct people, just sort of knew others were there. One felt familiar, and somehow I recognized it as my grandmother who had died years before. We didn't speak or have a conversation. It was more like a simple acknowledgement. "Oh, you're here too." The light was incredibly bright but didn't hurt to look at. I wasn't consciously making decisions, just experiencing everything as it happened. I felt peaceful and detached from any worries. Then, something changed. I felt a jolt and intense pain as I was suddenly back in my body. The peaceful feeling vanished instantly. I could hear voices, machines beeping, and people moving around me. Someone said, "He's back," and there was a flurry of activity. The pain was overwhelming after feeling so peaceful. The doctors later told me my heart had stopped for almost 4 minutes. They were surprised I survived without brain damage, given how long I'd gone without oxygen. I didn't tell them about what I'd experienced right away. I don't know why, but it took me weeks to mention it to anyone. I've read about NDEs since then, trying to make sense of what happened. Some researchers say it's just the brain releasing chemicals as it shuts down, creating hallucinations. Maybe that's all it was. But it didn't feel like a dream or hallucination. Those are usually confusing and disjointed. This was clear and coherent from beginning to end. The strangest effect has been that I'm not afraid of death anymore. Whatever comes next, whether it's what I experienced or nothing at all, I'm okay with it. That calmness has stayed with me, even when I think about my own mortality.